Back in 2006, when I first got my laptop, I was using dial-up internet, so I used a phone line. And my aunt, she used her phone, of course. And after about 2 or 3 months, I noticed my internet was getting screwed up. In other words, sometimes it didn't want to dial up, and her phone was acting up. And we knew something was wrong with the phone line, so we called the phone company. And Cincinnati Bell came out and checked the continuity of the line. He said, well, it's got to be. He said the line hasn't been replaced in 30 years. So he walks out to the box out on the side of the house, and I walk out there with him. I take him a pop. I didn't walk out right when he did, but he went out there. I thought, I'll take him a pop to drink. I went out there to talk to him, and he opened up that box and unscrewed the old phone line. Poor guy, he shook this bad. He shook. He looked like he was sick, shaking that bad. I'm not making it. I don't see how he could grab, but he did. He grabbed the wires, unscrewed it, replaced it real good. It may have took him longer, but he's shaking that bad. I'm not making that up. Shaking worse than a leaf on a tree. And I almost wanted to tell him, man, you need to be at home in bed. You know, you're sick. I didn't tell him that. I guess he sensed what I was going to ask him. And when he started talking, he did. He said, I've been with this company 28 years. I said, wow. I said, what have you seen in 28 years? He said, a lot of guns. I said, no, what? He said, oh, yeah. He said, I'll go to the houses to replace the phone line or put new in or whatever. And he says, you're so busy working, next thing you feel is the barrel of a gun. Either against you. He said, I've had shotguns in my back. You know, half of them are drugged up, doped up. A lot of them's got mental problems. He says, you know, you got is how you talk to them. You know, you don't get mad at them. You introduce yourself. You know, I'm with Cincinnati Bell. My name is, and you got to tell them this: if you shoot me, don't use the word kill. If you shoot me, you will not get this phone line fixed. And he said, matter of fact, 2 weeks ago, I had a guy to come out and put a 9mm pistol to my head. Oh, I said, he said, you just get used to it. He said, actually, you could feel, he come up to my side. I was so busy working, and he actually bumped the barrel of the gun against my head. He said, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. Blow your brains out. And you don't dare move your head, because if he's all doped up and stuff, it could cause his sensitive trigger on his gun to go off. You learn real fast to keep your head still. And 2 weeks ago, that's what he told me. 2 weeks before, you know, when I seen him, this is 2006, but when I was talking to him, he said, just 2 weeks ago, he said, yeah, he pulled a gun on me. And he told him, he said, if you shoot me, you will not get your phone line fixed. And the guy pulls the gun off his skull, walks, staring at him. He said you can see his glassy eyes. He's all doped up. He said, so much for the war on drugs, huh? Anyway, and he sort of marches back, and he puts his gun back into his belt and walks off. I said, how many guns have you had pulled on you in 28 years? He said, about 1,000. Oh, yeah. He said, they don't always come up and stick the gun in your back or your side or your head. And, you know, sometimes they'll stand 7 or 8 feet from you. I've had he told me, he said, and I quote, I've had shotguns pulled on me. He said, I've been with the company too long. He said, I'm getting ready to retire in a few years. I got great insurance, got great benefits. He said, I can't quit now. He says, you learn he said, on this job, you learn to be a psychologist real quick. It's how you word it. You know, when they're doped up, when they got a gun on you, you know, you're trying to fix their phone line, and they pull a gun on you. It's just the way you talk to them. It's the words you use. And I guess it scares the hell out of you when it happens. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, he said, I didn't even hear him come up. He said, 50% of them you don't, because they got quiet tennis shoes. Maybe the yard's been mowed real pretty. But you don't even hear them walking up to you. He said, you're so damn busy. He said, next thing you know, you feel something poking you, or hitting you inside the head, the back of the head. It's a gun. And, you know, they, what you doing here? And some of them's women. He said, just a few women, but majority of us been men. Then you got to introduce yourself. I'm John Doe. I work with Cincinnati Bell. I'm here to fix your phone line. I'm going to blow your brains out. If you do that, you will not get your phone line fixed. You just got to be calm. He said it's hard to be calm when you got a dope head with a sensitive trigger on a 9mm or a shotgun or whatever it is. He says, probably a been machine. He says, you're so damn scared you don't even look at the gun. You just hope they just leave you alone. I said, you ever call it? He said, it does no good to call the cops. He said, because it's my word against theirs. They just go back in the house, you know. He said, you just get used to it. But he's shaking like a leaf. Oh, he was shaking. Poor guy was shaking. So when he went to drink his pop, I'm not making this up, people. He shook this bad. I don't even see how in the hell he was drinking it. It did miss him a little bit. But he said, he's a real nice guy. He charges for labor. He did not charge us for the line, because he come back in and handed the bill to my aunt. He said, I'm not going to charge you for, real nice guy. I'm not going to charge you just to labor. And he left. But he said, oh yeah, he says, well, he said, the war on drugs, and I quote, he said, that's the biggest joke ever. You get on a job like this, you find out how much dope's going on. Drunk, mental problems. He says, 1,000 guns in 28 years. Yeah, he said, I'm not lying to you at all.